See that sign right there? Cheat your own light. See this right here? Dominoes. All staples of Dominican culture. But I'm going to discuss a couple of things with you guys. Hold on. It's really the real Dominican lifestyle. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to capture everything in general and then put the audio on top of it like I usually do. Not necessarily okay either. There's a baseball game going on, so everybody. Alright, so I intentionally left the volume and sound up in the background at the beginning of this video. You know why? I want you guys to really, within reason, feel the energy, feel the vibe, hear the sounds. Now, Dominican Republic is a very loud country, right? You got a lot of cars, a lot of motorbikes, everything rolling by. It absolutely has very, very loud music, you know. The minute you could find yourself a corner store, a Comado, you're going to hear a whole lot of bachata, merengue, dembow, all the different types of music, salsa, whatever it is, 24/7, man. And the more you go into the normal neighborhoods, the more you're going to hear that, right? It's just the vibe of the culture itself. Really what I want to discuss with you guys is something that most of the time I skate around. And you're going to ask, what is that? Most of the time it's because I get certain questions. And the truth is, yes, we can't just only go off of everybody else's opinions, right? Because we all like different things. But I also realize there's a lot of newbies, a lot of new people now discovering certain places. They don't completely understand everything. And they might just need a little bit of information or guidance. Now, I prefer to not guide. I'll be real with you. I don't want to tell you, hey, do this, man. Yeah, you definitely should do that. Nah, man, that's not me. I believe that, you know, you should try to experience different things and you can gather information. So if I was to do it all over again, based on everything I've learned over 4 years about Dominican Republic, first being there like almost 3 years straight, then going back and forth and, you know, all that stuff. Here's what my preference would be. My preference would be to start and stay in Santo Domingo. And let me tell you why. I actually did start in Santo Domingo, right? Came down there, didn't know anything about Sosua at the time, didn't know anything about Boca Chica. Maybe I'd heard about Punta Cana, but never really looked into it. Listen, Dominican Republic was no way on my radar. Didn't think about it, didn't talk about it. I think like 20 years earlier, a friend of mine, they were like, yeah, man, we going down to DR. You want to join that trip? Blah, blah, blah. I had work. I had military. Something happened. I was also in college at the same time. I was doing like 3 things. Before I know it, the trip had passed. They'd already been there. So who didn't drop out? Who didn't go? You know, interestingly enough, though, everybody was waiting for a group of people to get it done. Don't be that guy, man. If you're on your own, do your own thing, brother. I'll tell you that right now. Anyway, I went sideways for a minute, but yeah, coming back to it, man. Don't wait for nobody. Go by yourself if you had to. And the beauty of what I'm going to recommend covers you even if you're a solo traveler or if you're in a group of guys or whatever, right? You guys know this copyright music thing go, right? But enjoy some of this. I'm gonna recommend what at the time I was like, nah, this is not for me because I didn't go to the right areas of the capital, Santo Domingo. What do I mean by this? When I first booked my first spot, it was nice. I didn't really know where the hell I was in Santo Domingo at the time. It was just based on pricing. Pricing, at that time I'm thinking Americanized, so I didn't realize like I'm overpaying. And it was a reasonably good neighborhood, right? I didn't care at the time about what was going on necessarily because it was during the pandemic. So I just wanted to be any place other than where I was locked down in the United States. Let's just be real. And at that time, DR had reopened and they had like curfews, but you could do whatever, right? And I stayed near to the colonial zone, but not completely in the older area. So it was still nice. It was still quiet. Everything was quiet really back then. But you just reached out online, man. And I'm gonna cover that part with you guys. What I mean by reach out online. Here's the reality. Most guys hear about DR or think about coming to DR through two sources. The first source and place is usually Punta Cana. The cruise lines, the family thing, the I'm coming on a vacation. The opposite side of it is because of the infamous or famous, depending on how you look at it, Sosua, Dominican Republic. That's in Puerto Plata, is on the north coast, little tiny, tiny damn area. It's really a county as well as a little tiny city, little beach area, right? And this is how they hear about it. This is not how I heard about it. And I actually came down to get my dental work done. But the reality is, no matter which version you're looking for, I believe that the one place you can literally find it all, and she's got everything that you're looking for, is actually Santo Domingo. Why? If you go to Punta Cana, everybody working there and all that, maybe a few people end up living there. But where you think they're coming from? They're coming from the major cities or around the island because they know that's where the money is. That's where people come in, and there's the jobs that they go do in the hotels, in the cooking, in the beach, whatever else. And then the same thing happens in Sosua. Guys at the end of the day go for the girls in Sosua. They leave and they fly over there because they watch videos and they see the girls walking up and down. The truth is, most of those females come from around the island. Either they come from the capital or the secondary city, Santiago, or 90% of the time, they don't live in Sosua. So they travel up there because just like Punta Cana, that's where the next set of money is if they're that type of girl. So I'll tell you guys, if you're looking for the best of everything, including the fellas who was like, you know what, I'm not looking for that fast lifestyle. I'm looking for maybe a wifey type and you want to increase your odds. Or for the guys who are looking for in between or they're looking for, where after a while time in life might change and they can adjust. Even though you might be telling yourself, man, I'm just flying in for a weekend. For those guys, guess what, man? You got everything you need in Santo Domingo. You just got to get on that famous app and you swipe right, right? But the best part about it is that you can possibly encounter something regular too. So whatever you need, it would potentially be available to you, and even what you don't think you might need in that moment in time. That's the beauty of if I was to do it over again, and if I knew what I knew now, Santo Domingo would be my starting point and my end point. I would not have ended up in Puerto Plata. I started in Santo Domingo, ended up in Puerto Plata, moved around, did Las Terrenas. That's for you fellas, that's on the east side in Samaná on the north coast. Let's take a quick break and then come back. Here's the other thing. Some people might say, well, I need the beaches. Guess what, man? Boca Chica is actually part of Santo Domingo. It's Boca Chica Beach. It's just a little tiny city in Santo Domingo, Providence, the capital, Providence, right? And it's like 30 minutes more towards the airport side. It literally, it's like 10 minutes away from the airport, man. So really and truly, you guys could even live there if you wanted to, or you could live on the eastern side of the Santo Domingo city in the Providence of Santo Domingo. And you could just live on the east side and be close to the beach if you wanted to, and you didn't want to live in Boca Chica City itself. Or you could just travel over there. The bottom line is that's exactly my point. It's got everything you need plus more, and enough that as your lifestyle changes, you can just adjust within that same city, right? You don't want too much traffic and you want a little quieter environment. East side on the northeastern side got that. If you want more of the country life, now developing part, same thing. The northeastern side has that. If you want the high rises and the busy, let me just walk downstairs and move around, boom, Piantini has that. If you want more of the local neighborhood, I would say do Santo Domingo on the east side, right? Santo Domingo East, which is Santo Domingo Este. If you want more of the upscale lifestyle and normal neighborhood plus really, really good neighborhoods, man, you got Santo Domingo Oeste, Santo Domingo on the west side. There's a little river, actually a big river that separates out Santo Domingo. If you look on a map, right, just go Google Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, and you will see a huge river that separates the two, the east side versus the west side of Santo Domingo. And literally, the environments will change based on that. Santo Domingo on the east side got a little bit more, the working class. On the poor side of Santo Domingo, you definitely get more of that hood vibe in most of the areas. Now, there are pockets of really nice areas within Santo Domingo East. All you got to do is stay near the river. Even when you're booking an Airbnb, right, and you look at that map, most of the time, the closer you are to the southern part of the island by the ocean, right, of Santo Domingo, you got the nicer areas right there. So you got Miramar and some areas on the west side. You could choose it like that. And then, fellas, easy way to tell, look at the Airbnbs, man. Jump on Airbnb.com.